turn the track up and say track. Come on. I come to give him the praise. Come on. I say I got the victory. Come on. Oh. Wait a moment. I need y'all to clap with me. Why y'all acting like y'all still? Come on. And say track. Turn up. Say go on. Know what you come to do. Let me hear you sing. Come on. Come on. Go on. Know what you come to do. Let me hear you sing. Come on. Yeah. I come to clap my hands. I come to stomp my feet. I come to give it praise. Anybody come to give it praise? I got the victory. I got the victory. I got the victory. Come on. Oh. If you love the Lord, I tell you to scream in this place. Come on, clap your hands like you love it. Come on, say if you don't know, like I know, what the Lord has done for me. If you knew what I've been through, I said the witness statement, you're praying too. Come on, you know, like I know, what the Lord has done for me. You know what I've been through. I said the witness statement, you're praying too. Come on, put your hands together. I'm gonna make a praise team out here. Y'all just a little stiff right now. Rock. Watch it. I said, if you don't want to praise, watch me praise. I said, if you don't want to praise, watch me praise. I said, if you don't want to shout, watch me shout. I said, if you don't want to shout, watch me shout. I said, if you don't want to dance, watch me dance. I said, if you don't want to dance, watch me dance. I said, watch me. One time my granddaddy danced like this. Think about that. I said, watch me. That's when you get your chance to praise right there. I said, watch me. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me dance. Watch me. Give me the praise. Watch me. Shout to y'all. Watch me. Wow. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me, watch me, shout me, watch me, give the praise, watch me, 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 I can't hear you, watch me, watch me, come on, put your hands together. Watch this. Come on. Clap your hands, everybody.
Way to see about Jairus' daughter, he got interrupted in the crowd of people. Everybody want a little touch from Jesus. Everybody needs something from Jesus. But how many know that because there's a multitude of people doesn't mean he'll forget about me? Just want to encourage somebody, he hasn't forgotten about you. He's just working while he's on the way. He's whistling while he works. And so the 43rd verse says, and a woman having an issue of blood 12 years, which had spent all her living upon physicians, neither could be healed of any, came behind him and touched the border of his garment. And immediately her issue of blood stanched. In other words, it stopped. Somebody should have been shouting right there. And Jesus said, who touched me? When all denied, Peter and they that were with him said, Master, the multitude throng thee and press thee. And sayest thou, who touched me? You have the audacity to ask us, who touched you? When all these people out here are trying to get to you, you want us to figure out who touched you? Jesus just asked a rhetorical question. It's not as if Jesus don't know you the one reaching out. It's not that he's not aware of who touched him, but Jesus just had to put it out there. And Jesus said, somebody had touched me, for I perceive that virtue has gone out of me. And when the woman saw that she was not hid, she came trembling and falling down before him. She declared unto him before all the people for what cause she had touched him, and how she was healed immediately. And he said unto her, daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith had made thee whole. Go in peace. I come to tell you this morning that your bleeding is not unto death. Somebody want to flip a bitch right there, because you feel like you've been going through it for a mighty long time. The text tells us that this woman had been bleeding for 12 years, and she had spent everything that she had. In other words, God will allow you to exhaust everything that you have, because in our extremity is God's opportunity. God told us in the word that in our weakness, meaning when you have no more physical strength, when you feel like you can't do anymore, when you have spent all your change you had saved up in your little syrup jars and your jelly jars and the ones you had tucked up under the bed, beside the bed, in the top of the closet where nobody could find it, God said, listen, exhaust everything that you have. You've gone from doctor to doctor. I went from Ocala to Tampa. Went from Tampa to Jacksonville. From Jacksonville, they wanted to send me to Houston to MD Anderson. But God said, now that you've exhausted all that you know, Lord have mercy. Is there anybody that feels like I'm in an exhausted place? And when you become exhausted, isn't it something how you muster up just a little bit more strength just to make it in the house on Sunday morning? Say, God, in spite of what I feel like, I want to come give you glory. I want to come and tell you thank you. I want to show my face as appreciation for all that you've already done. Even in the midst of what I'm going through, Lord have mercy, I still get up and put on my clothes. I still get up and make up my face and comb my hair and make myself look presentable. I don't feel like what I look like. I can't imagine this woman who was well off. This woman was in a good place. She was comfortable. She didn't want for anything. If we learn about this woman, she had everything she thought she needed. She was well-to-do in the community. And so therefore, God had to allow her to exhaust everything that society says that you're well-to-do. Because one thing about God is, God says that my blessings will make you rich and add no sorrow to it. But when you break your back on man's job, you're going to have some sorrow because your knees going to be hurting. You're going to find yourself with some type of ailment as a result of working in man's job. But when I do a thing, my word says, I will cause you to have things that you did not have to work for. That's in your word. He said, I'll call you to live in houses that you did not have to build. Lord have mercy. He says that you are a lender and not a borrower. That the blessings will make you rich. You are the head and not the tail. going through. He says, just hold on a little while longer. I'm going to cause you to bleed, because sometimes when you're bleeding, it'll cause you to get on your knees just a little while longer. It'll cause you to go in the prayer room just a little more often. It'll cause you to call my name when you didn't think to even call me. But when you start bleeding in your situation, and you begin to say, nobody but you, Lord. Nobody but you. Lord, you brought me over. When I couldn't see my way, God, you were my light in darkness. God have mercy. And I believe that there are some of us today that feels like, Lord, I'm so deep in a valley that you can't even reach me. But I know a God that says my arm is not too short. Neither is my ear too heavy that I can't hear when you open your mouth and begin to call me with the faintest cry. God, I have no more tears to cry, because God is saying, daughter, son, dry your tears, because I'm on my way to see about you. But just like I said in the word, I pray today that your faith fail you not. This woman had to have some faith about her, because what I understand, it is faith that pulls the virtue from God. Because without faith, it's impossible to please him. And so this woman had to have just a mustard seed faith about her that said, if I can push my way, if I can just work my way through the crowd. I know they say I'm not supposed to be out here, but sometimes you got to move when everybody says. Because they tell you to be quiet. Blind Bartimaeus said, I'm going to yell a little bit loud. You ought to open your mouth and yell when everybody quiet. You ought to keep moving to the altar when everybody's sitting down. Because one thing about it is, God had to build an audience for this woman. We know this woman was considered an outcast. So while I don't look like the rest of y'all, while when they come in, they won't look like us. They're not going to have a jacket on with their pants and a belt to hold them up, and they ain't going to have on a skirt down to their ankles. But while we're worried about what they got on, they're like this woman pressing. She said, I know they looking at me. They're watching me. But I'm going to still press my way. I don't even want to be in here, but I'm going to still press my way. This woman had to make her way. Can you just begin to imagine the ocean of people that were probably trying to get to Jesus? And so when we see that the altar begins to get full, we'll say, well, maybe I won't go up this time. But that's the time when you just press your way. I don't care how many people at the altar. When I need something from God, I got to press my way through everybody. Even if I'm the last person that they pray for, I need God to do something in my life. I need God to move in the midst of what I'm going through. Isn't it something how you just gather some strength out of nothing and nowhere, and you can begin to press through stuff? So what the light bill do? So what the child's acting up? So what they need a pair of shoes? So what the rent is due? I know a God that says he holds it all in the palm of his hands. He's the owner of Faith National Bank. He's the God that says, I'm the one that has everything that you need. You ought to tell somebody, God's got everything that I need. Tell somebody, I know you may see me bleeding, but my bleeding is not unto death. Tell them I ain't going to die like this. And I believe that woman had to get in her mind. See, one thing about us, that's why he says, renew your mind daily, because it takes a strong mind to be able to push through some stuff. See, they don't know the molestation that you went through. It takes a strong mind to be able to push through. See, they don't know the beatings that you had their body is bleeding, and while they look like they're whole, they're broken down. They're on their knees crying out. They're trying to press their way through the crowd. And while we say they look good, I'm going to tell your neighbor, my bleeding is not unto death. I don't believe he brought me this far just to leave me. He didn't bring me out just to let me die right here. Isn't that something? When we had the lepers sitting at the gate and they had to make the decision, do we go in or do we stay out here? If we stay out here, surely we'll die. If we go in, surely we might die. But somebody in there might have a little faith on us. They might have a little grace. But what I come to tell you this morning, that God will move when you move. And when the lepers begin to make up their mind, they had to get in their mind, I'd rather die trying than to die sit here and die doing nothing. Lord have mercy. And I believe this woman like, well, she said, I'd rather die trying than die doing nothing. And the lepers begin to go in. But one thing I like about God is where we think we're going to run into obstacles, and when we think things are going to be hard for us, just like the lepers that went in, when they went in, their enemy had already left, and everything they needed was left in the camp. They had more than enough. Just like this woman, she had to press through the crowd, and when she got to where she needed to be, her healing was right there at the tip of her hem. Lord have mercy. She didn't have to touch the H-I-M. She only touched the H-E-M. Lord have mercy. If I could but touch the H-E-M, I know Jesus would do it for me. I know my bleeding will dry up. I know my situation will work out. I know he'll answer me by and by. I know he'll make a way out of no way. I know he'll open doors that man can't close. I know he'll begin to do it. I know he'll open up a window and pour me out a blessing that I won't have room enough to begin to receive. I know that God will do it. I know he's a way maker. I know he's a burden bearer. He's a heavy load sharer. He's my lily in the valley. He's my bright and morning star. He's the one that says live and I shall live. He's my Jehovah Jireh. He is my provider. He's the one that says I'm the balm in Gilead. I'm your healer. I'm your deliverer. I'm the one that deemed you to live, and you are living today. I'm the one that you move and have your being. I'm the one. I'm the great I am that I am. What is he for you today? You might be bleeding right now, but I come to tell you, you won't die and you're bleeding. He's not that kind of God, but he needs to get your attention while he's building your audience. Somebody needs to see what kind of God you say you serve. I hear what you're talking, but let me see what you're working with. Because when everybody else gave up on you, they said you wouldn't even make it. They said you wouldn't be here today. But I come to tell you that it is by his grace and mercy that I'm still here. It is his grace and mercy that kept me thus far. It is his grace and mercy that caused me to make it. When the doctors threw up their hands, told me to go home and come back in 3 months, I come to tell you that was my bleeding moment. And I know God, he said, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. He told me that by his stripes I was already healed. I'm just waiting on you to press your way. Even though they said morning, your bleeding is not unto death. You're not going to die where you are, because God is not through with you yet. And so I understand that in order to have faith, it is the faith that draws on the anointing. And that's how we get what we need from God. When we begin to move in the faith that we have, I can't look at your faith and think I can move in it. I got to use the little faith that I have. As little as it may be, I'm going to use what I have to get what I need from God. And I believe that as I use what I have, he'll begin to give me some more. And then I'm going to keep all I have, and I'm going to continue to ask God for some more. I don't know about you, but I need some more this morning. I'm bleeding and I need some help. I'm bleeding and I'm calling for God to help me. Somebody say, I'm falling and I can't get up. But I come to tell you, there's a resurrecting God. If he raised Lazarus from the dead and you still breathing, how much more can he do for a living soul? Lord have mercy. You want to stand on your feet and begin to tell God, Lord, I know I'm bleeding, but you said, God, that you are my healer. You are my deliverer. You are my way maker. You are the one, God, that'll keep me in the midst of my bleeding. You ought to bless God in this place. Where are the bleeding people at this morning? The woman who see you. Where are the bleeding people at? You ought to open your mouth and ask God for what you need. Where are those that are bleeding and not ashamed? I know they see me, but I know that you're not through with me yet. Come on, bleeding people. Don't be ashamed, because it's your situation that's going to cause others to believe. It's your situation that's going to cause others to call on. Come on. You bleeding this morning. You're bleeding this morning. You're bleeding. Come on, people. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ah! Yes, God. Come on, that's you this morning. You're bleeding. Come on. Just lift your hands and begin to tell God something. Begin to let him know, God, it's me. She talking about me. Yeah. See, I don't care what our position is. We all have some bleeding going on. It could be on your knee. It could be on your elbow. Come on, wherever you bleeding. Somebody's heart is bleeding this morning. Come on, somebody's mind is bleeding this morning. Come on, somebody's spirit is bleeding this morning. I need you to open up your mouth like this woman and begin to press your way in your praise. Press your way in your hallelujah. Begin to press your way in your thank you, Jesus. Come on, you got to press. This is an unusual press. This is not a regular press. This is not a regular movement. You got to begin to press. Probably skipped her knees because people were pushing. She fell to the ground because people were pushing. You may be in a fallen state and you're bleeding. That's your time to press. If you're bleeding this morning, I want you to come. I want you to come. One thing about a person that's bleeding, you have to be desperate enough. Because that's what desperate people do. They defy the odds and they go against what others say. Lord have mercy. That may be you this morning. And you said, yes, I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding for my sister. I'm bleeding for my mother. I'm bleeding for myself. I'm bleeding because I'm going through it. I don't know how or when or where. I don't know what to do. If that's you this morning, I want you to come. I want you to come. One thing I understood about this woman, she had to be in a desperate state. This woman said, I have nothing else to lose. And when you get to a place where you have nothing else to lose. You learn that there's nothing, no other way to go from here but up. Because I'm down at the bottom of the pit. Wondering, does anybody hear me crying? Is there anybody that hears my voice? Can you hear me yelling at the bottom of my pit? I'm sitting quiet, but I'm yelling so loud. Is there anybody that hears me crying? I want you to come and lift your hands. Just begin to lift your hands and put your mind on what you need God to do. Come on, because this woman came with a determined mind. She came with her mind made up. I'm not leaving the same way I came. I come to have an encounter with Jesus. I came to do what I made my way through to do. I needed to get to the H-E-M of the H-I-M that can do all things, that cannot fail, that does nothing but win and prevail. I come to touch the H-E-M of him that can do all and everything. I come to touch him that can make ways out of no way. I come to touch him that breathed on me this morning and allowed me to make it in here. I come to touch him this morning. Woo! I need to touch him. I need to touch him. Come on, people. I need you. You at the altar. Begin to open up your mouth and begin to tell him, I need you. I need you. I need you, God. Come on. Lord, I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. And I believe the word of God. You didn't bring me this far just to leave me. Come on. I need you to do the work. This woman had to work. This woman had to work. It wasn't easy when she had to get through the people. It wasn't easy for her to make her way in the public. It wasn't easy. I need you to work. Open up your mouth and begin to talk God what you need this morning. Begin to open up and tell him why you came. Why did you touch him? Come on, touch him with expectation this morning. Come on, touch him. Touch him with expectation. God, whatever I'm decreeing and declaring, you said make our request known, God. I put my petition before you. Come on, come on.